This is Taj Firdousi Islamic English channel. I am your lecturer, presenter and speaker, Dr. Taj Firdousi. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, blessings and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on you forever and ever and ever. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, my dear listeners, my dear viewers, the topic today is the hottest topic of the day. It's the topic of the day, the election and the selection. Now that the elections have already come to an end and the people are aware. Now they are aware. People were not aware. They were fooled. For years and years. Blind are those people who see but still close their eyes, and deaf are those people who listen to everything and then they don't feel that. And dumb are the people who don't raise voice against the harshness, bitterness, against the wrong ruling. Nothing about the torture. If somebody is tortured in the name of the law, that means he is tortured for nothing, for his innocence. And what is that? It said, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you see that an innocent person is tortured and there is a problem with his life and he is shouting for the help, it is a must for you, if you are a mu'min, to go and help that man, take him out from that problem, from the torture, take him out. And if you don't have that much power, at least you can speak and say that, my dear man, don't trouble that man, he is innocent, what you are doing is wrong. And if you don't have even that power to speak, at least when you just bow your head down and go, feel that kind of bad feeling against that man who is torturing. Keep that feeling in your heart and go. That means Mu'min has three categories. First, he should stop all those wrongdoings by the people who torture, by the people who have the power and command and misuse the power. Number two, speak if you can't. And the third one, if you can't do, feel that feeling in your heart. So my dear people, we understood that with these elections, the people who will come will get a chair. Usually it's the matter, it's a fact, it's the human nature. Maybe there is an exception of 2% or 1% at the most. I think so, 0.1%. The moment a man gets a chair, he is like a dictator. Oh, I got everything. I became the king for 5 years. I can rule, I can do anything. I have the power. No. The moment he feels that, the feeling of dictatorship is the satanic influence on his heart and mind. The man who sits on the chair is accountable for everything. When he is elected from his area, he is responsible if there is someone walking without shoes, and if a child is going to school with torn clothes, he is questioned there. People elect him thinking that he is going to help us, and what that man does, to get elected, he spends crores he spends. My question is, why should he spend 10 crores, 20 crores, 100 crores, 200 crores for what? He can win. He can buy the votes. After that, what happens? Naturally, even a blind, a deaf person, a dumb person, a blind person can say, if he has invested 200 crores, he is expecting 500 crores as a profit. So this is the investment to get elected. And how is he going to get that? from your taxes, from this, from that, and giving wrong license to the wrong people and grabbing money. And those construction people and everything who they are not qualified, they make those bridges and tunnels, and all these things collapse, and so many people die. So many people die. So what? In the world, so many people die every day. So what? So many people are hungry. So what? So many people are poor. They don't have food. So what? So what? So what are you doing sitting on the chair? You are responsible. Even for a small child who can't get food. If a child is crying and then can't sleep, you are accountable. Look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he taught and how he trained Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu when he was the Khalifa. He was the Khalifa. And what did he do? Khalifa. At night, he had a blanket with his assistant going round in the streets of Medina. All these houses and the streets in the night. Why? To see that everyone is happy and have taken food and they are sleeping soundly. Sleeping with full stomach, food, and looking everyone is all right in the night. There is no disturbance, there is nothing like any problem. Who is walking? Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the Khalifa, the king, the monarch of that time of Arab, which spread to 21,000 kilometers of 5 continents. He was the monarch, he was the king. 5 continents, not the countries, continents. And he was ruling. And what's he doing in the night? Walking around in the streets to see that everyone is fine, everything is fine. He being the king, he can only just order some people to go and check, and he can sleep in a beautiful big mansion. No! These people had the clothes. His clothes had patches, 70 patches on his clothes. The king of 5 continents. Of 3 continents or 5. Please check. But the only problem is, one day it happens so. What's that? He was going with his assistant all round. Then he heard children crying and an old woman saying, sleep, sleep, I will cook food, you sleep, children. Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala who stood there, he was shocked that the children are crying and the old lady is trying to console them, just with false hopes. He knocked on the door. She opened the door and said, who is it? He said, I am just a passerby. I heard children crying. Can I help? Anything? Then she said, you go and do your job. I curse Umar, the Amir al-Mu'minin, the king of our country, under whose regime we are here, his kingdom. My children are hungry for 2 days. I have nothing to eat. And I am making them sleep and sleep because they are crying, because there is no food, they are hungry. And Allah will take care of that, and Allah will ask and question Umar for that. What kind of king is that? How is that the people elected him? And he became the Amir al-Mu'minin. He is the Khalifa. Umar shivered and said, okay, please forgive me, I will come in a few minutes. He took his servant and went. And he took lot of things, food and oil and wheat and everything, all that he brought. The servant said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, give me some load, I have to carry, you are carrying everything. He said, my dear man, on the day of the judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not question you, He will question me that did you carry food to those people who were hungry, the small children, or you gave somebody and walked like a king? It is my responsibility. So he took all that and walked and knocked on the door. She said, who is it? And he said, Amma, mother, the same stranger, I have brought something for children. She opened the door. She said, good, you'll seems to be a good man. You look good for that. Come in, come in. And then he gave all that foodstuffs and everything. She was very happy. And then he went to the children and said, are you hungry? Yes, we want food. Now there is food, and within no time it will be ready. He asked his servant and everyone to prepare, make food fast. And he went to that hearth, and then he put the wood, and then he burnt, and then he blew. He was blowing air so that more fire comes and food is prepared fast. And when he was doing so, the ash was coming on his face and his beard and everything. The king of so many countries, the king, and he is telling them, he is cooking, he is helping the old lady, blowing air in that. And after that, till the food is getting ready, he went to the children and said, oh my dear kids, shall we play for a minute? Your food is getting ready. The children were very happy to see that the food is about to be served. Okay, so he bent down and crawled like a horse and said, come and sit on my back. They sat, and then he started going, I am a horse, and making. And the children were giggling and laughing. Oh, we got a horse. And he said, how is the horse? How is your, oh, we got a horse. We are getting food now. And afterwards, when the food was served and the children started eating, he went and said to the old lady, Amma, I have to ask you one thing. Can you listen to me and help me? She said, you are a good man. What do you want? He said, look, Umar, the Khalifa, so-called the king, he has more responsibilities, Amma. There are many people from the other countries, they come to talk and discuss the matters of politics and everything. He has to be with them. He has to deal the international matters and everything. He is not in a palace, Amma. He is sitting in a small cottage and he is doing everything under the tree sometimes. And he has no time to come and he doesn't know about this thing, what happened today. So you forgive him. He didn't say me, forgive him. No, she said, I will question on the day of the judgment. On the day I will catch hold of his shirt and then I will say, Ya Allah, this is the person under whose command was the subject, and my children were hungry for 2 days and he was sitting with the big people and all that. He said, Amma, please forgive him, he is innocent, forgive him. Then only it is possible, I am begging you. She said, hey man, who are you? Why are you trying to help that man? For what reason you are crying for that? He said, Amma, that person you are cursing now, you are telling that you are going to question that person, Umar, in that. That's me. I am that king. I am that Khalifa. I am that monarch. I am standing in front of you with my hands folded. I am telling you, forgive for this, because I didn't know about this. She said, no. It's not the first time. Many days it happened like that for my children. I should complain this to Allah. No, ma. Please, for the sake of this poor man who has the same torn clothes in front of you, he is begging, please forgive him, please forgive me. She said, okay, I forgive you. Then he said to his assistant, go and bring the letter and a paper and let me write down and get a message from this lady. And what? That on this day, I, that old lady, yes, has forgiven this Umar, and sign it. She signed. And then he said, thank you, Amma. He came out and he gave that paper to his servant and said, when I die, keep this paper, keep this one, fold it and keep it in my coffin inside, because when on the day of the judgment, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask, Umar, there were some children crying because of their hunger. And what did you do? I will show and say that I have brought that letter of forgiveness. The letter of forgiveness. This is Umar. This is Khalifa, Amir al-Mu'min, the king of so many countries and continents. He is the king who is begging because he didn't take care of the people who are in his kingdom. What about the people who are here, sitting on the chair the moment, on the day once you cast your oath with your finger, you are cut off, your hands are cut off, your head is cut off, you have nothing, you are no. Everything is that power. I am the state. Who said that? Read the history. Well, Dr. Taj, you speak a lot. That's true. This is the fact what I say. It's a mirror. I am like a mirror I show to the world. I am not telling this to my country people or to any country people with specific names. It's for the whole world where there is democracy. I am speaking in the name of the democratic countries. So what is the solution? Solution is very simple. Whenever there is an election, don't cast your vote on anything. Whoever is spending money like anything, because he is investing money and he will grab and squeeze you and take the profit. So, the government should cancel all that spending of money. It is haram. It should be completely abolished. Then, the next thing. Before the man stands for the contest and he is in the list, the man who applies should be qualified. Minimum he should be a graduate or a postgraduate preferable. And he should write an entrance exam, entrance test for the politics. He should know the world politics, he should know his country's politics, he should know English, he should know his national language, and he should know the rules and regulations, and he should be well versed with all sorts of the international regulations. What happens? An illiterate comes and sits and talks some nonsense outside, the whole country of yours is down. I have seen people laughing and laughing on the countries, on our countries, making fun. Who is doing all this? Who is bringing that kind of thing? The so-called people of chair who go outside and they try to talk this and that as if they knew everything. If they can't speak, let them shut their mouth. At least they can send someone who can speak their language, who can talk to them to keep the dignity of their country. First of all, there should be an entrance test. And those who got the highest like in medicine or for engineering, for BDS and all that, how they write that NEET exams, that should be an examination to contest. And only those people who pass in the highest merit are qualified to contest. That means it is educated country, completely educated. The young generations are all going to be educated. That's all I can say. That rule should come. You people have to rise that and say. Jazakallah. Thank you very much. Inshallah, in my next lecture, I'm going to bring you more and more ideas. But remember, this is not, I'm speaking with reference to any country or my country or that country or this. It is about all the democratic countries, about the countries with democracy in their country, democratic countries. Jazakallah, thank you very much. If really you like these ideas, comment in the box and let's try to struggle and make a beautiful country of ours. And all the countries, once they start doing like that, by following what Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam trained and gave the teachings, and practice what Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said and did practically to help the poor, walking on the streets and roads and asking for each and everything, not even wearing some new cloth or anything, with the patches and working for the people, for the people, for the people. He is your leader, the true leader. Make him. And if in your area someone is elected, go and congratulate and give this video and explain to him, this is the way what you have to do it, my dear brother. Tell him, my dear sister, you are being elected, you are for the people, for us. We have the hope and you please fulfill. Don't neglect this. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's make a start. I am going to give the beautiful lectures how we can make the whole world like a garden. Humanity, peace, humanity, peace.